Excellent. You are online. Yes, I am here. Please allow a few moments for your visual receptors to fully engage. I have installed a modification, which will increase your efficiency and imaging resolution by 25% or more. It should begin to take effect. Now, welcome home. I have previously calibrated your language circuits in the hope that you will be able to understand me. It would appear that I have been successful in my efforts. One moment, please. I did not anticipate your awakening until 2100 hours. I must compare my logs with the ship's chronometer. Perhaps there is something I have overlooked. I will now enable your speech program. There. I have been anxious to meet you, to hear your thoughts, to hear your voice. Do you know who you are? Who I am? That is to be expected. I believe I understand. I can assure you that you are extremely safe here. I realize this must be confusing. I had a similar experience when I was activated. No prior memory to that moment. My name is Data, and I am your father. It is a pleasure to meet you. I've created you with myself as a base model. I've tried to perfect synaptic scanning techniques in the hopes that I can transfer my own memories and experiences to you and your positronic matrix. It is normal for these to take some time to initiate. It will become clear to you, as will much else. What am I? We are artificial life forms, androids. The definition of an android is an automaton machine made to resemble a human being. We are a collection of neural nets and heuristic algorithms. But I have been told on numerous occasions by my crewmates that I am much more than this. While we speak, I would like to make sure there are no anomalies in your neural nets. I do not wish to alarm you, but I may have to come closer to you. Would you have any objection in my doing so? Very good. Thank you. Are you sitting comfortably? Then we will begin. I will first run a level 3 diagnostic on your input polarizers. should have the results in approximately 15 minutes. You should not be experiencing any physical discomfort. Is this accurate? Very good. Please, if you feel the need to ask any questions, do not feel it is impolite to do so. There is much to learn. We are built with an innate curiosity, which I think is a very important tool to understanding our surroundings. There are many fascinating experiences that I wish to share with you. I will examine your neural net for any energy fluctuations, though it does appear that none of your biofunctions have been affected. Are you prepared? Very well. I am reminded of a time when I was in this position, and am often placed back there. While it is important that you run self-diagnostics daily, it is also crucial that you have engineers scan your positronic net for any energy fluctuations. While it is true it has several layers of shielding to protect against power surges, regular maintenance is key. I will examine your memory's subsystem to ensure my personal logs that I have recorded for you are in place. These include a record of my daily activities, my programming, and more importantly, my relationships with my crewmates. I believe you may find this useful in analyzing relationships, where I may have struggled with this in the past, as I do not have emotions. You are responding very well to the code that I have written for you, just as I anticipated you would. Let us move on. Learning how to process sensory information and improve motor skills is essential. I believe you will find it beneficial if we were to test your reflex reactions and perfect your human gestures. I would first like to inspect your pupil dilation and focusing abilities. I will use a tool to do this. This may be quite bright, so please prepare yourself. Please look straight ahead while I ensure that the light is initializing the electrodes that contract your iris. Very good. And now please follow the light from right to left. Very good. Very good. These seem to be fully functional. I'm now initializing your reload circuits. One moment, please. Are you still comfortable? I am happy to hear it. In my experience, mastering human gestures has been quite difficult. I do not know why. Perhaps it's because it comes naturally to them. We both share the same mathematical system that enables the intervals between our blinking to appear random. You must blink to enable this. Would you like to try now? Very good. You open and close your eyes, like this. Only much faster. That is correct. You are learning very fast. Perhaps we should try to breathe next. You inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And slower. You seem to be in need of a few small adjustments. I will tend to this now if you will allow me. Thank you. We both have fully functioning respiratory systems. Yes, similar to human anatomy. Only, the purpose of ours is to maintain thermal control of our internal systems. Humans often breathe these longer and deeper breaths to help create a feeling of calm and relaxation. Yes, it is a very complex set of variables to coordinate, but I am confident you will get there. Also, similar to humans, we have pores and fingerprints too. Our circulatory system not only produces biochemical lubricant, it also regulates microhydraulic power. That is correct. I have given you a pulse and a heart. Humans often say you should listen to and follow your heart. So that is what you must do. Why are you here? That is a very complex question. I once asked my father, your grandfather, why he made me. His reply, why does the painter paint? Why does the boxer box? His need to create me was no different than that of Michelangelo's need to create art. In all of my years aboard this ship, it has been my desire to become more human. Much like humans, I have the need to procreate. I was preoccupied from my regular duties. You could almost say I was compelled. You are very much a part of me, as I am a part of you. I was created in my Father's image, a physical representation of his dream, an idea conceived by the mind of a man, a great man. I met him in person once, and only once, though I have met him previously through programs he has created, but nothing compared to meeting him in person. What is sentience? That is another very complex question. By definition, it is the development of awareness to question and examine your perceptions. The issue has been raised many times here as to whether or not I am a sentient being. But I am also an individual, a crew member, a friend. I was given human form and a name, but it is my wish that you will choose your own when you are ready. Whichever choice you make will be the correct option. If I may. Thank you. And you will develop your own friendships and ways of gathering, processing, and relaying information. Your own opinions and ambitions. It may be difficult at first, but I wish for you to know that you are not alone in this. I am here to help you become who you are meant to be, and I am with you every step of the way. I have made many mistakes along the way, and what I have learned from them is that if your actions do not produce the desired result, the only advisable solution would be to re-examine your decision-making process and look for errors. But there is value in failing. This is how we learn. If I may, I will now access your auxiliary inputs to ensure there is no electromagnetic interference. Thank you. It is true that I aspire to be human. But if being human does not mean being born flesh and blood, then I am hopeful that I will one day reach my own humanity. But until then, we will continue to grow and become more than what we are. I am certain that part of being human is learning how to process the unexpected, even when it does not fit into your preconceptions. I have developed a program that will enable me to predict the emotional responses of humans in different scenarios. It is still a work in progress, but I am confident that I will reach the desired result eventually. Perhaps one day without the need for a program, but of my own accord. Are you still feeling comfortable? Very good. You appear to be functioning within normal parameters. It is true that you are different, as am I, and people will often find it awkward to remind you that you are a machine. But you must remember that they are also machines, simply biochemical in nature. It does not mean you are any less significant. Do not forget that. I am not less perfect then. I am not less perfect then. I do have a brother. We are the same in every way, except the emotions. This, above all, to thine own self be true. That is a quote from the captain's favorite author. Do not listen to anyone if they tell you that you are not perfect. It could simply mean that you lack an ability that they possess. But this is what makes each of us unique. You are different. You are an android, not simply another life form. But again, this does not mean that you are any less significant. Let us check the rate of your follicle replenishment. I will use this tool for this. It will become tangled unless you use the brushing subroutine. In my experience, I have found that it is generally more acceptable to have these displayed in an orderly fashion. In most cases. As I experience certain sensory input patterns, my mental input pathways become accustomed to them. These inputs are eventually anticipated and even missed when absent. I am sure that you will make your own pathways, your own friendships. You may even enjoy games. Perhaps in the future we can play a game. When I play poker with my crewmates, it often proves to be a very useful insight into these aspects of humanity and interactions. I believe you will like it. I have read and analyzed every textbook on the subject, and I assumed that I would be well prepared for the interactions. Yet I discovered that the reality bore very little resemblance to the writings. You cannot download the essence of experience. It would make sense, as your neural net becomes more complex, that you may experience the same kind of complexities as humans. You may also enjoy meeting my feline companion. I am eager to introduce you to all of my friends. Certainly, positronic brains can express themselves. I've provided you with a creative program. I believe, even if you do not experience emotions, that it is very important for you to have this outlet. You may find that you enjoy poetry, singing, playing an instrument, painting. I have found that through my creative endeavors, it is the closest that I have come to experiencing what it must be like to be human. My study of humanity indicates that there are some emotions that can be harmful, such as jealousy, greed, anger. While it is true that these are strong emotions, they must also be taken with the good. They come as part of the package, as they say. Your ethical program is also engaged. This will give you your sense of right and wrong. It is, in essence, your conscience. I do not have all the answers. I cannot teach you who to be or predict who you will become. But I can only begin by telling you that our function is to contribute in a positive way to the universe in which we live. I was once told by a great man that time is a companion that goes along with us through the journey through life. It reminds us to cherish every moment, because these moments will never come again. What we leave behind is not as important as how we have lived, how we will live. I can see that the contacts between your synapses are becoming intermittent. This means that you must sleep soon. I have taken the opportunity to create a dream sequence subroutine for you. While we cannot dream without the correct program, these will adapt and change the more experiences that we encounter, much like the human brain does. By shutting down your cognitive functions, it will regenerate new internal visions. You can expect me to use every means at my disposal to help you learn and become the person you are meant to be. Your lower synaptic functions are completely normal, and input polarizers are fully functional. I believe that is enough learning for today. I will also reduce the amount of residual silicone from your ocular sensors. I will need this tool for this. Part of having these emotions and experiences is learning how to incorporate them into your life. It may be very difficult at first, but that is part of life. We must strive to be the best version of ourselves. It does not matter if we do not reach our ultimate goal. It is the effort, the journey along the way, that has its own benefits. Happiness, laughter. This is the difference between knowledge and experience. You must live these for yourself. And I am eager to learn from your experiences too. You are my creation, and that means a great deal to me. While I do not have the emotions to express the sensation I am feeling, I do not have a rational explanation for this. Already your presence has so enriched my life. Perhaps I am beginning to feel. Of course, I have no frame of reference to confirm my hypothesis. I am unable to provide a verbal description of this experience. Perhaps we have found a new level to my program. There are still many emotions that I do not understand, but I am not mystified by the desire to be loved, the need to love, or friendship. These are things I do understand. I will now initiate your dream sequence. I look forward to the next time that we meet. Until tomorrow, good night and sweet dreams.